All right, what up, boys? We're back with another YouTube video, and this is gonna be about, getting into UGC. I actually just got back from some LASIK eye surgery, but shit, doesn't mean we don't stop content, doesn't mean we don't stop working. But yeah, anyways, you guys at this point probably have seen hundreds of people say they're making thousands of dollars a month with no following. They're getting these brand deals, paying them thousands of dollars, and your gut's probably telling you, UGC, this whole thing, it's not real. It can't be that easy. And I'm basically here to tell you that over the last 3 months, I've just been kind of working on this UGC community as like a passion project. And I've paid people almost out $250,000 with UGC. I've helped people earn almost $250,000. And I guarantee you, probably by the end of the year, I will have helped creators earn $1 million with UGC. It is that free, which is the crazy part. But yeah, basically if I had to start over today and I was starting from scratch, just getting to UGC, I was basically just like one of you guys. And I had nothing, 0 followers, 0 motion, 0 knowledge with UGC, nothing at all. Here's exactly how I would get back into it, which is what 99% of videos won't tell you. And by the end of this video, you'll probably be able to apply this, cook, and even get on your first $1,000 brand deal, or your first $1,500, $2,000 brand deal, or it might be a little smaller, but you'll be able to earn money with UGC right away. But yeah, real quick guys, so if you don't know why you should listen to me, right? Why should you listen to me about getting into UGC? One, I'm telling you this is the easiest way to start earning with internet money within the next 24 hours. You could post a video and get paid out. But I personally resonate to this because at 19, I raised money around $700,000 for startups. And yeah, you know what happens in startups is you get employees. We have about 40 people on payroll. I still work on my startup seed stock. That's why I got so adamant about it, where I basically created the Vault, and it was a free community attached to my personal brand. If you don't know it, it's @Brady with 2 Y's. You're probably from there anyways. And I've helped creators just in 3 months, kind of treating this as a passion project, right? With my feet up, like really chill, and now I'm working on a bit more. Probably around $250,000 have been earned from people in there, right? Getting into UGC, learning it, scaling it, hitting 10, 15, 20K months. Like, it's crazy. It's that free. But I don't get paid the money I always want to make, like, the fuck you internet money, right? I never was able to earn that. Obviously, my startup this year is supposed to clear over 5 million in revenue, right? That's great. But what comes with startups is expenses, employees, and as the founders, you can never pay yourself out that much. So in college, when I wanted to start earning a lot more money, I literally was spending a couple hours a day on UGC. This quite literally changed my life very quickly. And there's moms doing it, there's college kids doing it. I honestly envy some of the kids getting into it at 18, bro. This one kid just bought a Corvette at Alabama. Like, I'm so jealous because I never had that opportunity. So I basically want to start this, and that's why I'm a huge advocate of it. So first, let's go over why UGC is such a cracked business model, why so many people are printing with it right now. Let me just break this down for you. So everyone in 2026 is pretty much sick of meta ads. Everyone's sick of commercials. If you watch the Super Bowl with your buddies, no one's watching the commercials, even though everyone's supposed to during the Super Bowl. Everyone is doom scrolling. Everyone just keeps doom scrolling because our attention spans are so short. And what brands have found is consumers really like organic suggestions, right? So what brands have decided to do is do user generated content, which is a more organic way to advertise. So basically, they'll put out massive volume of videos, right? Like, they'll pay a creator $900 for 60 videos, right? And they'll pay 10 more creators that. So that's 600 videos in a whole month. And they're all gonna be basically making recommendations to you in a smooth video you wouldn't think is about just a product, right? It doesn't say the product right there and then. It basically slips it in somewhere in that video and points to you like, oh, hey, I would kind of want to try, an AI website agency. Let me go on Lovable, right? Lovable is a really big brand. They run one of the biggest UGC campaigns, and they basically are rerouting you there in the video. It's an organic approach, and it kind of feels like, hey, if he's doing it, I could do it too. This works with peptide software, you name it, it works. Everyone's running UGC. But the point is, brands are just throwing a fuck ton of money at this right now, because it literally is just printing. Like, this is a way for brands to get a much lower advertising cost to acquire users than anything before. Like, influencer marketing, that shit's dead. Paying an influencer $50,000 for a post, you literally get rinsed so hard. The conversion's horrible. This gets way better conversion, and they get way more volume. It's a daily thing. These are pumping out content daily. So these brands are really winning with it. So that's the exact opportunity. And look, we're still early in UGC. Like, the UGC platform side shift that kind of runs everything, they just hit like $100 million valuation, and they're just getting started with all the innovative shit they're doing. So UGC, again, very early. Every brand still hasn't even really stepped their foot in it. There's plenty that are already in it, but There's a lot more to come. And now is kind of the gap to get in it because one, it's so free. Everyone's earning thousands of dollars and you're still considered early, right? You know, like any skill, it kind of becomes an economy, right? Where like think TikTok shop, right? If you wait too long and you wait, 3-4 years from now, right? It's a lot harder to sell products on TikTok shop because you're not exactly early. With UGC, you technically are still early. So it is the perfect time to get in. And this is exactly why I don't really call it a hustle, is because you're not just hopping on a couple campaigns making a couple bucks. What you're doing is you're stacking a list of brands that want to work with you every single month. You're building a following page for them, right? You're building a followed page that's branded by them. So you're basically building an asset for their brand, which makes you kind of part of their business, and you kind of have your own business. You're contracting your services to a bunch of different companies and you kind of have to treat it like a business. And that's how I approach UGC. So broke, 0 followers, 0 experience, never have picked up a camera in your life. You're super awkward on camera. Here's exactly how I'm making thousands of dollars with UGC in 2026 if I were to start tomorrow and start over. Let me break it down for you. First of all, you need to change your mindset. Look, none of you guys have hopped on camera. Maybe you've tried a couple of deals, they're not really hitting, but you really haven't done this shit where you're hopping on camera every single day. That's why it was so easy for me to jump into UGC, because I had that experience before, but everyone else doesn't, and they've been able to do it just fine and get, their dream car, get whatever they want, right? So what you want to do is first get used to hopping on camera. You need to flip your mindset that, hey, I'm making these videos. These videos are not embarrassing. These videos are actually good marketing videos for brands, and I'm going to make money with these. This is probably the highest paying job right now. I think Kevin O'Leary said that content's the highest paying industry right now. And I am going to milk the shit out of that. I am going to make a lot of money and get really good at this skill so I can provide my services to businesses and operate this as my own business. That's the first mindset flip you need. You can't care about what anyone else thinks. You can't care if your hometown buddies see your videos, your parents. These videos aren't bad, right? You first need to just basically get used to being on camera and that you actually are going to be delusional and you're going to go out there. And if you try this, you're going all the way. You're not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're all in with this shit and you are going to print. That's the first mindset flip you need, and you really just need to turn it on and turn it the fuck up. Second, you need to make your first video. You've never been on camera before. One thing I suggest people when they first get started is, hey, a lot of campaigns will have you do talking head videos, right? Where you talk to the camera. Try just talking about shit you like to the camera for a week with no filler words, right? I still even use filler words. I'm using filler words in this video, but you gotta get used to being on camera and being smooth with it, right? Don't overscript your videos, but just talk about something you like. Talk about sports, talk about your girlfriend, talk about whatever you want. Just leave it in your TikTok drafts, but make sure you're getting rid of those filler words and you're getting used to being on camera. That's the biggest thing. And then comes, step 2, right? You're gonna make your first video. So what I want you to do is you can go on any big campaign, right? You can go on SideShift. That's pretty much the app where, the UGC marketplace exists where brands connect with creators, right? You can even hit me up. I can help you get, a video to remake. But basically what you want to do is pick a really big campaign. Like Lovable is a massive one. Replit has a massive campaign. Higgsfield, right? All these companies I just dropped have massive campaigns. And what you want to do is recreate one of their best videos. Go find a video with 500,000 views on TikTok that, has hashtag lovable partner in the caption, right? I want you to copy exactly that. Try to make it the exact same, right? You're not add your own style, right? You're kind of like a chef in the kitchen, but try to make it the exact same. And once you have that, you should just be posting to a random account. Maybe call it like Brady.UGC or Brady Does Tech, right? If you want to go into the tech niche, right? Have a couple videos up on an account just so you can hook this up to your SideShift portfolio and brands can see this. Like when you apply for a brand, they'll at least be like, oh wait, at least understands what UGC is. He can make a video, right? There'll be some campaigns that take you just from that. So the first thing is make a video, make sure it's good. Don't just lazy cut corners, film a random TikTok of yourself. Sure, go on account and make personal brand videos where you're talking, but add a video with a legit product in it. Yes, you might have the paid subscription, try the free version, cut the corners, do whatever you need to do. Make sure it looks good, looks clean, like a brand would use, and it matches one of the top creators' formats. Once you do this, don't go to Upwork, don't go to Fiverr, don't start DMing influencers like, hey, please put me on a brand deal. Don't do any of that. That's what every other video will tell you. They might even tell you to start sending cold emails to brands. I'll be real with you. You're not getting anything from cold emails to brands. You have no experience. There's actually platforms like SideShift, I've mentioned them multiple times, There's a platform called Tribe. Basically, these are platforms that you can apply for UGC deals and basically get on them right away, right? There's communities, there's agencies, right? We have a community that's free, and the link should be in the bio somewhere, but you can hop on free brand deals there. Like literally, there's communities you can hop on free brand deals the next day. There's a million different places, but first try the platforms, right? These have thousands, millions of users using them. Tribe, SideShift, start applying on there and don't start sending cold emails. I'm just gonna be real with you, you're not getting anything through a cold email. You have no experience. Just start applying to stuff because a lot of campaigns will actually take beginners. So that's your best shot to begin with, right? Get good at the skill, start practicing, hop on one campaign. So here's step 3, and this is the step that kind of gets confusing for a lot of people. This is the step that most people are not patient enough to realize this is everything. The meat and potatoes of the meal, basically. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hop on a couple of campaigns, right? Like I said, there's campaigns looking for beginners on SideShift. So if you apply to a ton of campaigns, one might hit you up and it might be like, hey, Brady, we wanna take you on for $2 CPM only. Get that for every 1,000 views. So hypothetically, if you got 100,000 views, you'd get $200, right? It's not the best, but you gotta start somewhere. What I'd say with these campaigns is take like 14 days on these where your content should literally match the top creator on that campaign. Don't give a fuck about the money. You cannot care so much about the money to start. Just invest in yourself and realize, look, UGC is a business and better businesses charge better premiums, and no one's gonna wanna work with my business if it has shitty ass services. Shitty services. No one's gonna wanna work with you, dude. Get it through your head because that's not gonna work. So what you need to do is you need to get really, really good at UGC and you need to get good at the skills. So like I said, you should be copying the top creators in the campaign. Ask your campaign manager, hey, who's like a really good example I should be looking after, and try to make your videos identical. Obviously, you'll add your own twist on them, but make sure the captions are the same. Make sure the edits are the same. Make sure your setup looks good. Like invest in your setup, like have some good lighting, right? Don't be filming this in your grandma's basement. That's not gonna work for you. And this is where the real money starts, when you develop the skills. So hop on your first few deals, be patient, hop on 2 or 3, go for views, go for followers, go for good brand connections, right? And do not give a fuck about the money. Realize it'll come later, and once you go viral, I promise you, there's gonna be brands in your DMs. You're gonna be able to get way more on SideShift and application platforms, and there's gonna be creators hitting you up, hey, do you wanna hop on this? So there's plenty of room. Probably people on your campaigns, they'll put you on other deals. So just get really, really good at the skill first, all right? That's with any business, but especially for UGC. Part 4 is the step no one really teaches. So this is kind of a reality check on all creators, right? I just said $2 CPM for 100,000 views, will only pay you $200. That's nothing, right? For someone who's been doing UGC for a while, right? I just got a $2,000 payout. I only did 30 videos. The videos probably take me 2 minutes to film every day, right? There's creators getting paid 4,000 videos. There's people getting paid $400 just per video. When I was doing content beforehand, I was getting paid $500 just for one video for a brand on my personal account, right? So there's a lot more money to this. And once you get good at the skill, what you need to do is basically figure out how to set your price, right? The biggest thing with this is you're basically gonna start from nowhere, from nothing. The floor is down here, the ceiling, like I said, $1,000 retainers, right? But what you need to figure out is once you get pretty good at the skill, you can just price yourself out. So when brands hit you up and they're like, hey Brady, we wanna work with you, we wanna pay you $20 for 30 videos, so that'd be $600 a month. You need to actually learn the skill of maybe hopping on a call with them, talking to them for 5-6 minutes, get some good people skills, right? And then being like, hey, I actually really want to film this. I want this to be one of my most important deals. But I'm gonna need to charge, $30 for the 30 videos, getting you 900. Bang, on that call, you just made $300 right there. That's simple. So the biggest thing is, the difference between a really broke creator just starting and a creator who's in the mid stage, right, making maybe like 3 to 7K. The guy making 3 to 7K climbing from like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, he understands how to price himself and he moves up quick because his content quality is already there. This guy, not good content, doesn't know how to price himself. And then obviously when you know how to get really good content and price yourself, you have all the leverage in the room, you pass that ceiling, go 10K and beyond. And then step 5, like I said, treat every deal like a relationship and realize some of these companies like Lovable or some of these companies like a Site Drop, it's a smaller brand, right? Any of these, right? I'm just naming out random brands. Like they have massive pockets. Like if they're running UGC, they could have really small pockets if they're doing CPM only. But if you see there's like 100 creators in their Discord or 100 creators in their Slack, they have really big pockets. They have creative managers managing you. You're not talking to the owner of the brand. They have big pockets, even the small ones, right? If you basically treat these like a business. You treat these like business relationships where, hey, like this is David from Refrigerator Inc., right? That's never going to be UGC company. I'll just call them. I'm looking at my fridge right now, right? This is David from Refrigerator Inc. Basically, if I treat this account like a business, right? An asset, I basically get this to 4,000, 5,000 followers. That means every time I post, my floor of views will go higher and I'm more valuable to him. What you can actually do is, hey, after the first month, hey, David, you paid me $600 last month. I really want to keep doing this, but I know I'm ripping for you guys and I genuinely enjoy filming. I need to be paid $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month, and they're gonna have to justify that because you're getting them those conversions on their product and you're making them money, right? So if you make them money, they're gonna pay you money. That's how it works. And if you treat these instead of like, hey, I'm doing a brand deal, it's $900 for 30 days. I'm basically gonna fill this out. I'm gonna get my cash and go spend it on a Chrome Hearts hoodie, and that's it. That's the story. It's over. Then you're thinking about this wrong. You need to think about every relationship as an opportunity, because what about these, vibe coded startups, right? A bunch of these guys own multiple startups, or a bunch of these guys have friends who they can refer you to, or they have competitors you can get on their deals, right? There's a million different opportunities and you just need to treat them really like relationships. So that's huge. That's what most broke, anyone from 0 to 5K honestly doesn't really think about, right? It takes someone with business experience to really know that. Now, let me be straight with you. I'm not really trying to sell you a fantasy here, right? It's not that easy for some people. Some people take 4 months to get their first $1,000 deal. I've seen people land them in 1 week. It all really depends on the person, their grit, their grind, their mindset, their connections, and everything to it. The people I see fail in UGC though, even though it's so easy, is people who are scared to be on camera, people who are too lazy to show up every day, right? These are people that are not consistent. They quit after 2 weeks and blame it on the business model. These people, frankly, are not very hardworking. I'll just be real with you. So I'm just telling you, give it 90 days, show up every day, go balls to the wall with this shit. And I promise you, your life will change and you'll see a lot of doors open. That's the whole game. So if you actually want to start today, start printing 5 to 10K months, fast track it, like 30 days. I've seen people hit 10K months literally in 30 days. If you want to do that, go to the link below. It basically gives you access to the vault, gives you access to our community, gives you access to apply to our program. So if you actually want to do this today, hit 10K months, start printing. I've seen people do this literally in 30 days. I'm telling you, this is the easiest skill right now. As soon as you start, you get paid. It's just the way you go about it and showing up every day. And you think you really can show up every day and you really can get this done, go to the link below. It gives you access to the vault. That's where we have all of our education. That's where we have all of our systems. That's where we have our entire community of creators just printing, on track to earn $1 million this year. And basically the playbook to do this. Get in there and you can pretty much be submitting for your first brand deal within 24 hours and probably get good at content pretty quick, guys. So it's not rocket science. Go to that link description and let's run it up.